Here's something a bit different. This is the Inmotion E20. It is fully charged, light is green, so the battery is topped off. Now it is technically a unicycle, I think. I mean, there's really only one rotating wheel, if I may say so, but as you can see here, it actually has 2 tires. So basically the idea is this is easier to ride because the side-to-side balance is easier by having 2 tires side by side instead of one right in the middle. And to be honest, it hasn't taken me very long to learn how to ride this. I'm still kind of getting the hang of it, but I think I got the basics down. So I'm gonna take it outside, ride it around town a little bit, try and go up and down some hills, see how this thing actually performs if you were to use it as actual transportation. Has a little handle here. I'm gonna use that to roll it out using my full face helmet. It's a good idea on scooters and things with only one wheel, I think. With the Insta360 mounted up front. Still using my custom 3D printed mount. Let's go outside. So top speed on this thing isn't anything too terribly amazing, but it's plenty fast enough for me. Top speed is 13 miles an hour. Look at this, we turn it on, and now it's balancing all by itself. Isn't that the craziest thing to look at? It has a 48 volt, 5 amp hour battery. They say up to 19 miles of range, which if it's flat, I think you totally could do that. If you've got a lot of hills, obviously you're not gonna get quite that far. Now, how much of a hill can it make it up? I don't actually know yet. I've mostly ridden it on flat ground, practicing with it so far. Got some cool lights up and down. Now you will notice that there's like a shoe print here. Oh no, actually that's a tire. Anyway, besides the point, there's some scratches, there's scrapes, there's scuffs. That is all 100% from me learning how to ride this thing. So here is how I've learned to get on it. First I used a wall or something. But since it's got this little handle that pops up, you can kind of hold on to that and hop on. There we go. And then once I'm on it, I can pop that handle down out of the way and off we go. So we just lean ever so gently. It's a little uneven right here. I almost like want to look down so you can see it, but I guess with the 360 camera, I can just angle that down occasionally. This is really what I'm seeing, is I'm just looking ahead, forward at all times. It's like you're just gliding along. Look at my shadow there. It's like I'm just standing around. It is so weird, very strange sensation. Definitely takes a lot of practice. So like here's a speed bump. I don't know if I can actually do a speed bump on this thing. Oh, I did it. Now there's a bit of a hill over here. Whoa. So far doing pretty good. So much traffic around downtown. It's the day before Thanksgiving. This is probably a terrible time to ride this thing around downtown. So I have noticed that if you're on a side slope, it's a little tricky. I think it's because you have those 2 wheels. And if it was flat, yeah, it's really easy to balance. But instead, now I'm literally balancing on one of the wheels and it kind of wants to tilt. That seems like it makes it a little harder. Whoa. And once it flattens out, it feels so much easier. Now I did ride this a little bit on gravel and it technically works, but it was a lot harder to do. Anything uneven or bumpy, I think that's where something with actually a single wheel would, in fact, be better. But if you're just learning, trying to get on one of these things sort of for the first time, like I am, then this totally makes sense. Oh, it's chilly once you get moving. I totally have gloves, too. Can I get my gloves on without stopping? Is this a good idea? Probably not. I got one. Ooh, what you are going to notice is your feet, your ankles, when you start learning how to ride one of these things, are going to be sore. It's a totally different kind of workout from riding a bike. So at 13 miles an hour, it's not like I can keep up with traffic on this thing. Obviously, they do have faster models that absolutely can, but this is definitely a very much beginner version. So I would say you're gonna basically act more like a pedestrian than a bicycle. I would probably stick to sidewalks and stuff. So this is a pretty good hill over here coming out of the parking lot. Question is, will it make that? Let's find out. I have no idea if I can get started again if I don't make this. Oh, okay, the answer is not quite. So let's put this hill into perspective here. This parking lot is pretty flat. It actually still does have a slight downslope. There's what that road looks like, and that is a little bit too much, at least with me on it. Maybe a child could do it. I'm about 150 pounds. They say it's 450 watts, 900 watt peak power. So I thought it was gonna be able to make that. These side slopes are really tricky for me still. I'm getting the hang of it though. I get a little bit of speed this time. I'm gonna try this hill again with a running start. And nope, couldn't make it. I suppose I could try going down. Well, that's not sketchy at all. The handle's going down pretty easy. Oh, that feels so weird. Grass Valley is a very steep area, so I'm gonna use the handle to just push it up this hill. Turn it back on. Does this little self-balancing. Oh yeah, it's got a headlight.
Alright, that look cool. That look good.
I'm still getting the hang of it.
Yeah, let me see you.
There we go.
Oh shit. Oh my god. I know that's a very expensive toy.
Yeah, I think that was a review bike I sold to somebody. Cobblestone, a little bumpy, but it's doable. So I feel like you just have to pick your lines carefully, and then you can get where you need to go, as long as the hills aren't too steep. Whoa. Uneven sidewalks aren't much fun either. Now this sidewalk to the right is pretty steep going down. Should I try it? Sure, why not? All right, so here's one quick way to turn, is just kind of hop around. There we go. It actually stays surprisingly stable when you do that. Oh, this isn't too bad. I can go slow down this. Rad bike. This is challenging. Oh, the downhills feel so weird. This really is gonna take more getting used to up and down the hills. This is the first time I've ever gone up and down hills on this thing.
That's impressive.
The reactions are hilarious. Whoa! I will say it is a much faster, 13 miles an hour. It doesn't sound like much compared to e-bikes and scooters, but it's so much faster than walking. I'm blowing pipe people walking down the street. Oh. Crashed. Hey, one little, not even a crash so far. I would say that I haven't really crashed at all. The thing looks scuffed up, but every time I've been able to just step off. So it really hasn't been all that bad. Bigger bumps. There we go. Made it that time. All right, so smooth roads. I can really cruise on this thing. But it's those side bumps that mess me up. I was even able to do this speed bump. Let's try it again. See, can I do it again? Speed bumps are not as scary as they look, actually. They're very intimidating, but actually just pretend like, the best thing to do is just pretend like it's not there, and you just go right over them. So in case you're wondering, well, what's this little toy cost? The retail is $3.99. They do have some Black Friday deals going on, so you can pick them up for a little bit less than that. And I would say it is more of a toy. Whoa. That's what happens when you need some practice. But see, now I can get on it, even without the handle. But like I said, it absolutely beats walking. I kind of wish I had one of these when I was feeling worse than I am right now, because I feel like with a little practice, I still could have gotten the hang of it. And it's just so much easier. It's, if you can stand on a balance board of some sort, then you could stand on this. So if you think this thing is cool and you want to try one out, this is from Inmotion. It's the E20. I'll put a link in the description where you can get one. And maybe they'll send me a faster one now. I don't know if that's a good idea. Can I open the door and get through? Well, I think I can. Pretty good.